So today I'm going to create my personal brand live. I've watched a lot of content over the years to do with personal branding. So today it's just about getting the wheels in motion and just getting on with it and starting what I need to start. My name's Liam. I'm a software engineer by trade, badminton fanatic by night. I'm blessed to be with you guys today. So let's get cracking. So the goal of this stream today is really to share my mindset, my sort of headspace, my thoughts and philosophies on starting my new personal brand, building it alive with you guys, so you can sort of understand if you're in a similar position to me and kind of don't know what to be doing in terms of like building a personal brand or getting started and kind of just being more creative and sharing your work and stuff, then you're in the right place. You can join us here. So I'm on here. I want to give you guys like the lay of the land of what I want to do here today. So what we're going to do is brainstorm all the aspects of sort of creating the personal brand today. And depending on how long it takes and stuff, we might even get into doing some of the next things I plan to do, like plan for building, so like building our website, set up a newsletter platform, content, topics and ideas and general things I'm going to be doing and stuff. So, but first I want to kind of start off with this first question of why do I want to create a personal brand? It's an interesting one to talk about and stuff. So there's various reasons why I want to create a personal brand for myself. Like I want to share a lot. I want to create a lot. I want to improve on things that provides values to others, so I can improve my life as well as theirs. Like learn to teach properly and stuff. Teaching in itself is learning. It's testing what you know by being able to explain it to somebody more succinctly and like in a really clear way. It's a bit like writing, it forces you to think and clarify your own thoughts and stuff. I want to future-proof myself. I want to avoid feeling sort of stagnant in some areas of my life, so like I need something different to push me forward now compared to what I've kind of had in the past and stuff. Partly feeling a little bit lost and having lost some of enjoyment from the things that I used to really get excited about, especially around software development, the things I used to enjoy around software development and kind of web development in general. There's been like personal events in my life recently and stuff that means I've kind of like had this realization of like wanting to be more than I am now, wanting to do more than I'm currently doing to just further better myself. And there's plenty of reasons after that. So kind of let's put some of this down. So to share, to create, I think most people know now, like, you're much, the people who are creators get a lot more depth in experience in life than people who are just constantly consuming and stuff. It's fun to obviously like watch, your favorite TV shows, play your favorite games, but it comes a point, and I found in stuff where the more like consuming you do, the more that you just feel like you're leaving something on the table and stuff. So I want to create more. I want to kind of use the skills that I have and the opportunities I have to kind of create and share more, and just do more with the skill set that I have. I want to improve in aspects that can help others. So whether it's in this case and stuff, going to be software and programming, but there's other things that can come under it and stuff as well, as like general self-improvement, or had a lot of discipline kind of training over the last couple of years and stuff with learning to run and running long distances and stuff. So I want to improve in the aspects that can be useful for others. I want to become a better teacher, and this is mainly spurred on by two things: having a young son and wanting to be able to teach him better and know that I'm sort of teaching. So wanting to become a better teacher, mainly two reasons. So having a young boy, I want to be able to teach him better. I want to be able to teach the people around me, like at work and in other kind of scenarios of life, better in terms of passing on what I've been lucky enough to receive in terms of like knowledge and experience from others and stuff. Better father, say better professional, so being better at my job as a senior engineer. I think teaching in some ways is learning, like we talked about before. So being able to teach someone else something, you really have to make sure that you build the fundamentals and really understand everything to do with that subject or topic and stuff, because if you can't explain it or teach it well to somebody else, it probably means that you don't understand it well enough yourself yet. So clarity of thought as well goes along with like teaching, because teaching is a little bit like writing. Obviously, if you say more traditionally writing lesson plans, you'll need to be able to write clearly, and writing clearly is clarity of thought. If you can't think clearly, you're not going to be able to write clearly either. Future proof. So being a software engineer is a very fast changing role. There's always new technologies. Joke of the week, every other week there's a new JavaScript framework coming along. And you just need to be able to constantly pick up new things and learn new skills and kind of advance as the landscape changes. So by kind of building a personal brand, I can kind of like future-proof myself by having kind of like, more visibility, more credibility to certain aspects, like, different topics and different and different things. Yeah, I want to beat the feeling. It kind of goes back to the create more than consuming, basically, but so defeat the feeling of stagnation. This sort of feeling of like, especially in some skill sets where I feel like I've kind of like hit a plateau, developed like a lot in that skill like over the years and stuff, but I don't feel like I'm kind of like pushing much more. This should be able to kind of like push me into maybe different things I haven't tried before and try and upskill in those as well. Trying to deal with this feeling of feeling a bit lost, and you reach different points in your career where you've got like that promotion and you've not maybe got like the clearest like way forward and stuff. What I find is like you can have those kind of like goals and settings at work, goals, OKRs, whatever you want to call them, but also sometimes in the workplace the kind of like objectives and goals for individuals I think can kind of like get deprioritized a bit. So when you're kind of working along to those like objectives and stuff, it only takes like bad change of working condition, something to happen to like the business and stuff, and like you're not you don't have the space to kind of like focus on your own things anymore and stuff. You're kind of at the whim of just keeping the business running most of the time and stuff. So like that sort of like feeling lost, and you're getting so far in life, like different things, you going through different events, getting married, having children, buying first home and stuff like that, and then not really having like a clear state after that, having something to kind of like play for the long term. And lack of enjoyment in work and stuff is another one. So obviously like not always going to love your work and stuff, even if it is like the thing that you kind of get out of bed for and stuff. Like there are times and stuff where it's just not going to be as enjoyable and stuff. But when it starts to be kind of continuously like unfun or unexhilarating, and you're not kind of really as engaged as you have been in the past and stuff, I want to kind of bring some of that back, especially around software and just building different things again, and like playing with technology and just trying new things for the fun of it. I want to bring some enjoyment back into it, because that was the biggest thing that brought me into kind of web development way back, was just the amount of fun that I had with just building things and discovering new things that I could build or could learn to build and stuff. And lastly, personal events. So I'm not going to kind of go into like details of like what personal events and stuff, but kind of led me to sort of question like what I'm doing with my spare time, what I'm doing with work, what I should be kind of like doing next, and like trying to push myself and work harder. Yes, like create more, give back more, be just generally more of the person that I want to be. Yeah, changing what my daily habits are, my long-term sort of like habits are as well in that. So that was a bit of a summary on that question, because it's always kind of good to start with, well, why do you want to do this? Got to kind of get your values in order and make sure you're tackling it for the right reasons, and it's not wholly selfish. I mean, nothing's like completely altruistic, there's a lot of like selfish motivations in there and stuff. But hopefully if I kind of tackle it with these values of mind of wanting to share, wanting to create, wanting to improve and help others improve in various aspects of life, then hopefully it can be a net good at the end of the day. Just talk a little bit about what is a personal brand. Really important to have a look at before we just kind of dive headfirst into creating a personal brand. I've done a lot of like content. I've done a lot of like reading, watching, listening to various podcasts and videos and newsletters and stuff over the years, kind of trying to understand the idea of a personal brand and what is it and stuff. And there's kind of two main things that kind of surrounds it and stuff. One of them being Ikigai, which we'll come into a little bit, because that'll kind of outline my decision of like my personal brand and what I want to create my personal brand around. And then there's the content that I've kind of like consumed over the years and kind of sharing what that looks like. I guess I'll just talk through a few things I've seen. There's different creators that I've seen talk about personal brands in various aspects, but Alex Hormozi, everybody knows him, big hairy bearded lumberjack business guy. He's done amazingly well. He's like the standout figure in personal branding in the last like 3 to 4 years, he's kind of like really taken the internet by storm on YouTube and Twitter and etc. and stuff like that. So there's a couple of tweets that I've read from him and stuff that really kind of stand out, which highlights a lot of the personal brand aspect really well and stuff. So this tweet's quite long. I won't kind of go through all of it. He basically talks about the strategy. So first of all, it's about a guy who's wants to build his brand, and he's talking about how he's kind of not really getting anywhere. And he really kind of sums up the media strategy part behind it, the content strategy behind sort of like the personal brand. It doesn't really describe what a personal brand is and stuff, but it's a very, very key part of personal brand, I believe, in stuff. So he talks about, I won't swear, but like, do the stuff and then talk about what you did. If if you haven't done anything yet, then start by doing stuff. So the key thing he highlights around this is personal branding very much being tied to connections from who you are and the things that you're associated with. So either the things that you've done, the things that you said, or the things you created. Yeah, personal branding be a strong correlation of like associations made to you. And then he has another tweet that's more sums up like his like thoughts on personal branding and stuff, which is saying like, know who you are, show who you are, don't buy into the love or feed into the hate. Keep going until you get what you want. So he's really kind of encompassing the same things there and stuff in terms of like showing your work, knowing who you are. So like obviously knowing what you want to focus on, what you want to be known for, what you want people to come to you for. Show it, share it, make sure that you create and have something to share of like a value and stuff. And it's not just like posting for posting's sake. And I think he's sort of like, stoic process of basically just being able to keep going despite the probably the haters and the people who hold you back. Personal brand is, some people might disagree, but I think personal brand is always connected to a singular person. So for me, it's singular person, the focal point. So it might not necessarily be that the business runs as a singular person. So there's one person kind of doing everything and stuff, but it definitely centers around a singular person. Besides Alex and stuff, you think about very, very strong personal brands like, Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, Jeff Bezos, he's another good example. Joe Rogan, he's another good example of a strong personal brand. So I think personal brand is a singular person at the focal point. It's associating the what with the who. So if people think about high potential startups with tech at the center, people will think about Elon Musk first. That's what he's associated with. It's obviously associated with, the main things being Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, obviously kind of like under the radar a little bit stuff, but still associated with that and stuff. So it's associating the what with the who. What is it that people are like looking for, or what problem are they trying to solve? And they associate that solution or problem solving stuff with a particular person. I mean, these are more things off of this one really stuff. So like associating the what with the who. So it's credibility, trust, personality, so it's a personal brand for a reason. So having a personality, being personable is a big thing. So relatable, it's a little bit strange to say relatable, because how relatable is Elon Musk to the average person? Not really, but he does have sort of quirky characteristics that the average person can relate to, like his enjoyment of memes and stuff like that. So there is that to it and stuff as well. So I think it still kind of creates that level of relatability, and is kind of like outspoken as he is on things like Twitter, kind of creates more relatability, because maybe just generally the things that he tweets about, he talks about and stuff, like people like, agree with. I mean, it kind of goes that same, but provides value to someone. The most successful personal brands will be providing lots of value in different ways. Most of the time, the value they provide it's not unique. The value that it provides is a combination of the different experiences and skills that person has. Obviously, there's plenty of people out there who can build like software, can do front end, who can do design, UX and stuff like that. But I think the combination of the experiences and the very skills you have and stuff kind of provides that unique value. Nobody else has walked the path that you've walked exactly. There's always the and people kind of talk about it a little bit and stuff, like the unfair advantage. What sorts of unfair advantages do you have in your personal brand, or does any personal, brand have? But really, that's the kind of crux of it and stuff. I think if you're going to put a brief summary on it, I think it's the associations of the what and the who, what problems people are facing, or what people are looking for, and who do they go to for that solution or problem and stuff like that. So this kind of brings us into the last part. So Ikigai. So what is Ikigai? So I first came across this philosophy from a book, and the book was called Ikigai: The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. It's quite a long time ago that I read it, actually. I can't remember exactly when I read it, but it was early on in my kind of quarter life crisis, where I was reading a lot of books on business. I'd been given one book to start with, which was 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Thanks, Ross. That was the kicker for all of it and stuff. And I just kind of went on a rampage of finance books and business books and different kind of self-improvement and all sorts of things and stuff. And this was one that kind of really resonated with me really, really well. So I won't kind of go into all the details of Ikigai and stuff, but there's this kind of Venn diagram and stuff is a good summary of the core of the book. It's not everything in there, but it's a good thing to look at. It's a good diagram. It's been really crucial every time I've kind of had a little bit of crisis of confidence or had a lack of direction. I did this the first time a long time ago and jotted out all the things that are kind of in these Venn diagram sections. So we're going to kind of redo that again. Listing out all the things that you love, things that the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. And we won't kind of pay too much to these kind of in between intersections and stuff. So I'm kind of going to go through this now in terms of listing out the things I love, everything. You'll hear all the personal things and stuff as well. The things that I've kind of talked to anybody about. Things that the world needs, so kind of highlighting what sorts of things does the world need in terms of teachers, software engineers, so on. Highlighting how things you can get paid for in general, just jobs, services, products, yada yada, just kind of list them all out here and stuff, and things that I'm good at. Gonna have to try and big myself up a little bit here and stuff, because there's a lot of times this is the hardest part for people to fill out, is what you're good at, because people undersell themselves greatly in this aspect. So let's create a new break off from here. So this will be what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for. What you are good at. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out these sections as fully as I can. And then basically, I already kind of know the answer of all this and stuff, but to kind of bring you guys along, again, that going back to that create clarity of thought, writing, bring it together, clear your mind, have clear thinking and stuff. We're doing that together and stuff. I'll bring it all together at the end to kind of list my kind of Ikigai as it relates to my personal brand. So things I love, I'm going to list everything. So family, that's the obvious one. In fact, I'll put them in the same thing, because family and friends, that's an obvious. Everyone loves their family and friends, but it's worth stating anyway, in case you forget. Badminton, that's the next one that comes to mind. Fantasy 7 in particular. Rebirth came out not that long ago, and I played the absolute heck out of it. I loved every second of it. Final Fantasy 7 is the biz. What I love, going into work things, I love CSS, or at least I used to love CSS. I don't do as much of it now. I kind of wish I'd do more of it, because I used to enjoy quite a lot of stuff around CSS. I love building web experiments. I haven't done any for a long time and stuff, but I definitely used to love building web experiments, just playing with different ideas and just trying to build different things of my own imagination, and that was kind of unique to me and stuff. Kind of getting into silly now stuff, but I love cinnamon rolls. I love cinnamon rolls so much. Can't help it. It's just a bad habit of mine. Let's move these silly ones around a little bit, so put that out there. This is a real strange one, but I love real-time apps. I used to love building web experiments that were real-time apps. So built an event dashboard at one place, simple chat rooms, obviously not used by anybody and stuff, but just in terms of like, kind of learning technology and stuff. I love things that kind of like real time, especially where there's sort of like, collaborating with people and stuff, and of like, like a shared game or a shared experience. I love those kind of things, like real time apps / experiences. Too much to some degree because I consume too much of it. I love YouTube, I'm going to say. I love YouTube. And that's obvious because I'm on here now and stuff, but I do love it. I love being able to find free resources to learn from, entertainment that you wouldn't otherwise just find on TV and stuff. It's like, you can, if you're passionate about something, have a real interest in a particular thing, you can find a channel that will resonate with you, like 1,000,000%, and you'll just like consume every inch of it and stuff. So I love YouTube. I love being able to watch podcasts, really interesting minds. I'll kind of get into that actually a little bit and stuff. So I love to learn, really. So I do love to learn. I love to learn about new things, whether it's around like software development or whether it's around finance, history and stuff like that. So like, just kind of learning in general, learning new things, especially things I can kind of put into especially things I can put into practice. More recently, I started to learn Japanese language, so Duolingo has been like absolutely amazing for that. Oh, I love a good mystery. And this kind of maybe plays into why I love, web development, kind of building software and stuff. So like, because I love mystery in the traditional sense, in terms of like, like books and like, murder mysteries and Knives Out was one of my favorite films in recent years and stuff. Just the mystery around that was incredible. Building software, I think that was maybe one of the things that drew me into building like web things, was kind of like the mystery of it, like how does this work, solving a good problem basically, like so I love solving problems and puzzles. Oh, and that means I definitely love escape rooms. Done a few escape rooms now. I absolutely love every escape room I've ever done and stuff. They're just so fun. Because I also like getting into, I love role playing. Yeah, I love role playing, whether it's in like games or like, I've not played Dungeons and Dragons before and stuff, but I know I would love to play that just in terms of like playing a character and stuff. My little lad always wants me to do character impressions and stuff. I ain't going to do any right now, but he does always love it when I do kind of like different like voice impressions and stuff like that. I really kind of get lost into playing different characters and stuff, especially with like voices. Just checking the stream a sec. I guess one for the future. Camera has gone. Yeah, so I think it was in the middle of kind of wrapping this section up in terms of talking about mysteries. Yeah, I love a good mystery, whether it's a murder mystery or book mystery, films, whatever and stuff, or in practical sense around software, or mystery in like learning about new history, mystery in different techniques, like how's that website built? It's got like 3GS and crazy polygon models flying around and stuff like that. Mystery in that sense kind of ties into solving problems and puzzles. And yeah, escape rooms like a prime example of that. I love escape rooms. All the ones I've played and stuff with like family, friends and stuff have been amazing. And solving problems in terms of like building things that work, solving users' problems, whether it's in business or like the end user. And we talked a little bit about role playing and stuff. About I love role playing in terms of playing characters, having just kind of bringing out my own personality of like being brought up as in the 90s are just like meme central. So my lad always wants me to do voices for characters in books and stuff like that. So I always love doing a little bit of that. Won't be on this stream, but maybe at some point during videos and stuff, I'll let that a little bit side of me out a bit more. So that's all the kind of stuff that I love, and we'll kind of move on to what I'm good at, because that's the next sort of like easiest part to do. Let's just shuffle all this over there, so we've got plenty of space. So what I'm good at. Nothing. The end. No, I'm just kidding. Won't be so harsh. So things I'm good at. I'll start with personal things I'm good at. So another one is badminton. I'm obviously good at that. I've played for years. I've coached. I'm qualified coach and stuff as well. Badminton is just second nature to me in like, you know, many ways. So I am good at that. I'll give myself that. Other personal things, going back to the role playing stuff, I am pretty decent at, you know, character voices. I will reveal none of them here, but maybe in the future at some point. I will give myself, I am good at kind of committing to something. I give myself that. Training, if I plan to commit to something, stick to it and stuff, especially if there's like, you know, a group involvement in it, or, you know, relies on like multiple people, not just me, you can guarantee that I'm going to stick to it. Time management, Scrum Masters and other people out there, you know, who, and devs and software engineers and stuff like that, I don't like to time estimate tickets and stuff. I may be the only person like in the world, no, I won't go that far. I may be like one of the few people who's pretty good at kind of, no, it's not time management. This one's time estimation I'm talking about. Time estimation. So I'm very, very good at time estimation and planning. So if there's a whole bunch of things that kind of need to be done, and need to be done in sort of like a timely manner without like butting into each other, or like, you know, just kind of setting the plan for the day, making sure everything fits and stuff. I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at kind of like gauging how long things would sort of take, especially with like some experience and stuff. Kind of coupling with that is time management. If I have a plan of how I want to use my time and stuff, I'm very good at kind of like blocking out the time needed, and what sort of time I'm going to need for each thing and stuff, and then be able to cut out things that are unnecessary. So I'm pretty good at that. What else am I good at? I'm kind of bigging myself up, maybe a little bit too much here. Not something I kind of thought about until just then. So I'm pretty good at visualizing. So I'm a bit of a dreamer. I have a lot of like, you know, aspirations and hopes and stuff like that. I'm pretty good at visualizing things in my mind, things that I want to do, or things that I want to achieve and stuff, or just simply, you know, reading books and being able to visualize the characters and, you know, kind of get a really vivid picture of like, you know, what I'm seeing. Organization. So managing things, kind of keeping things in check and stuff. I'd say that's my wife, but kind of drives her a little bit insane. Maybe a bit too organized and stuff, but I'm very good at kind of like keeping things organized. Or you might not be able to tell by this diagram on there here, because the arrows are all over the place and stuff. But if I was paying a bit more attention to it and stuff, I'd have it all neatened out and arrows not crossing over and stuff like that. But organization is definitely a strong suit for me. And what else am I good at? The relevant stuff now. Some more. I'm good at, you know, front end. I've done a mixture of like front end and back end development over the years, but I am very sort of like heavily specialized in front end development. I've done it kind of more specialized for a lot longer. It is the area that I kind of gravitated towards over the years in terms of like my general interest and the things I like to build. So I'm pretty good at that. Because the organizational sort of aspects and stuff, I really like TypeScript. That's one of the things I sort of like love and stuff. But I'd say I was pretty decent at TypeScript. I've learned a lot over the past 3 or 4 years in using JavaScript more heavily, in terms of like what to do, what not to do with TypeScript. You know, falling into, you know, potholes with like any's and unknowns and stuff like that. So like, you know, I think I've gotten pretty good at that. Along the same lines as that and stuff, although maybe rusty, so I might regret this one and stuff. Pretty good at CSS. This is the thing I took to the most when I was learning web development, was CSS and how to kind of create things visually on screen. That was like my main draw when I was like building web development stuff at college and university and stuff. That was the thing that really kind of drew my eye in. I'd say I was pretty good at CSS. I say JavaScript by now. If I'm not good at JavaScript by now, I'm a little bit worried, at least in terms of like functionally building things and stuff. Don't do a lot of heavy kind of like browser based stuff, like, and kind of like, you know, really working with the browser. It's more kind of related to the front end stuff and like building design component stuff, which is the thing I'll come on to next, is design systems / component. I'll put these as two separate things. Design systems, back when, you know, maybe not many people talk about it now and stuff, but things like Pattern Lab was a thing with Brad Frost and his design patterns. I forgot the name of the framework now and stuff, like Atomic Design, I think it was. Design system in terms of components and like UI libraries and stuff. And then I'd say I was pretty good at designing systems. I hate kind of repetition and like, doing things over and over again. So design systems in terms of like workflows, CI tools. I like building CLI things, automations, apps. I wouldn't list APIs down here because I haven't built an API for a long time. But I'd like to kind of get stuff back into do that again and stuff. So those are, maybe I'm being a little bit generous there. So that's quite a lot of things. But under the list of things that you are good at, I think these sections are going to be a little smaller because it's going to be kind of like the same sort of like things. So what the world needs. So easiest one is software engineers. Boop. Need lots of them. We need, going back to the thing, badminton coaches. Maybe we don't need as many of them, but like, people out there that love badminton, they want to get better, they need badminton coaches. That's just a given. What else does the world need? World needs teachers. We don't have enough teachers. World needs creators. People who create not just content and stuff, but who create products that create, podcasts and services and businesses. So kind of creators and entrepreneurs. Obviously, we need businesses. The world, revolves around the economy, keeps the world turning and stuff, as much as people kind of maybe don't like to think about that and stuff. But, the world needs entrepreneurs, people who create innovation, create new businesses, create jobs for the people and stuff like that, and keep building, like, keep building towards like a new world and stuff. The world needs fanatics, people who are fanatic about particular things, things that not everybody else would kind of get into. So kind of going back to like the love of things and stuff, if you joined someone who loves badminton and building software and who also loves, solving problems and building real-time apps and stuff, maybe that person can be, become, an entrepreneur, build a business around fanaticism, that kind of bringing of like, three, many different kind of like passions together and build something that nobody else would build. In terms of what the world needs, we are going to have like specifics and stuff. I think that's sort of like within my sphere of, we need software engineers, we need badminton coaches, we need teachers. Oh, actually, no, I just thought of something else. We need leaders. Ties in with entrepreneurs really and stuff. We need leaders and people who are going to drive, who are going to create that vision and create that mission that people are going to hear about. I'm going to be like, yeah, I want that. I'm going to follow them. I'm going to get up and I'm going to like, chase after that as well and stuff. So we need leaders. And there was another one I was going to say, I completely forgot out of my mind. I forget. So we'll delete that one and carry on. So what you can be paid for. I want to keep this one fairly simple because, let's list them out and stuff. So you can get paid for products or you can get paid for services. That's as far as my understanding goes for in terms of on this surface what you can be paid for. So what you can be paid for. So as a service, it can be just a software engineer. On a product side, it might be WordPress development. That can be more of a packaged product and stuff. But we've got two main avenues of, you can get paid for services, you can get paid for products. WordPress development isn't something I'd probably say I could get paid for because it's not my specialty and stuff, so I'll kind of get rid of that one. So services. In fact, I'm going to stick to how we've done the other sections and stuff and keep the these kind of like a little bit, not generic, but like, things you can be paid for being more generally, like, so not things I think, oh, I can't get paid for that and stuff, but more generally, what can you get paid for and stuff. So this is more of a in-house software engineer, in-house or contract, or the services. So it's like full agency models. So that's more web development, like one of the agencies I used to work at, or software development services like Equal Experts. I guess going back into things like badminton coaching is one. That's a service I could provide. I could coach people badminton stuff. I guess if people are willing to, mentoring as a service. Whether I mentor people on software engineering or other things, these sorts of things, and like products. this one's simple. So like SaaS products. You know, I could be paid for building SaaS products. I could be paid for building productized development, whether it's like, could be anything from e-commerce site, blog and brand. I like blog and what they used to call brochure site. Don't know if they call them that anymore. That's what they are. Just browse them. One thing I thought about in terms of a productized service recently was bug fixing, and then the other one was tech debt. Mainly product managers and stuff hate tech debt. Teams hate tech debt, but they never get the time to do it. They don't mind doing it, but they never get the time to do it. But product managers hate tech debt, and they hate giving people the time for tech debt. So that was like another thing that potentially, like, you know, productize, like, you know, let us manage your repository dependencies. So forget Dependabot, get someone else to manage it for you. Just like, you know, do all your upgrades, keep everything in sync and stuff. Live streams, which is obviously what I'm doing now. Blog posts, whether that's on your own blog or writing technical articles for a different website like Smash Magazine. Videos, YouTube videos, typical YouTube tutorial videos. Courses, I can make maybe a badminton course or something. Like, you know, but not a lot of people have done that. Podcasts, the list goes on. You know, there's a lot of things you can get paid for in terms of like building products, and all these things can generate revenue in some way. And these services can obviously like generate like revenue that's more like active in terms of like, you know, trading yourself like time for paying agencies and stuff like that. I think we'll get into kind of the last section of this. So my personal brand Ikigai. So kind of joining these two concepts together. So for me personally, bringing this personal brand together, looking at all the factors that are in play, the things I'm good at, things I can get paid for, what the world needs, what I love and stuff. A lot of the things that stand out are obviously a lot around software engineering development stuff. There are things around like, you know, more personal interests, like, you know, cinnamon rolls, and family and friends and stuff that I can't really see, you know, obvious ways in terms of like, you know, getting paid for works and stuff, and what the world needs and stuff doesn't kind of really tie into those things. So it is around and obviously I made like mention of YouTube, and I'm here now and stuff. My personal brand is like a combination of these things, like the things start with things that I love and stuff. So it's really around, so it's building software. These are the what's, I guess. In fact, let's put it as what's. Creating content, sharing with others. So building software, creating content, sharing with others. So I didn't kind of really talk about this on the things that I love and stuff, but so kind of sharing with others kind of falls under a few things like sharing my learnings, sharing my mistakes, sharing my progress. Yeah, building software, creating content, sharing with others, my learnings, my mistakes, my progress, building, I'll put it into building actually, building experiences, building all these things, sharing with others. Yeah, so that's kind of it. So it's like building software, products, experiences, creating content, and sharing with others. The why. So the why, so I can give back to others, so I can grow. So I can grow as well, so I can get better at the things that I do. For fun, really simple. Why? For fun, because I want to do it for fun, because it will be fun, and, you know, the experience of life is the journey, not the destination. So making sure it's like, you know, fun along the way and stuff as well. Because I want to give back to others, but also because I should give back to others, because I should. I've had a lot of opportunity in my life, and simply because it's the right thing to do, among other things. So my personal brand Ikigai, so I want to be building software, products, experiences, and creating content, sharing with others, my learnings, my mistakes, and my progress. Why? So I can give back to others, so I can grow as well, for fun, and because I should, for various reasons. The how. So this is the outline I'm going to be basically having for my kind of like my schedule and stuff going forward and stuff. So the how. So I'm going to try and commit to doing 2 live streams per week. What I'll be doing week to week and stuff will like change on, depending on where we're kind of like in the journey, what I'm working on, or what I want to learn, or what I want to, you know, try and build and stuff like that. So like the what it might be about and stuff will like change and stuff. So the how, that's the how. You know, I want to be posting to social media regularly. I'm going to be posting to social media regularly so I can build that following, that presence, and more regularly share useful things for people to consume and stuff, not just kind of like posting for the sake of posting, but whether it brings a little bit of laughter, a little bit of knowledge, solves a problem for somebody else, but posting something that's useful for somebody else. So posting more regularly to social media, writing a newsletter. So this is something I want to do weekly, and I think what I'll probably do is the newsletter will become the stream topic for maybe one of the days, depending on what we're doing. So sharing topic of thought, something that I've learned to share, or just generally like what we're going to be kind of like tackling on the stream or the videos in this case and stuff. I am also going to try and produce edited YouTube videos once a week, but this might not happen straight away. So I want to try and produce a video once a week that's more kind of edited and less like a live stream and stuff. So what I might do is I might take the live streams, obviously kind of come up with a sort of like, you know, a package of it, write about it maybe in the newsletter, and kind of like deliver that on YouTube as a live stream, and then edit it as more of like a useful video with all the gaps cut out and the ums, ahs, and likes. In the video so that people can enjoy it a little bit more, so it's not a kind of a mad slap together sort of thing. I plan to stream on Mondays and Wednesdays 8 o'clock each time, 8 o'clock till about 10 or 11 o'clock. So if you like this live stream, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified of when new videos pop up or when new live streams are coming out. Thanks for watching.